Okay, today I'm talking about reasons why people might keep their eating disorder, right? Maybe not like a rock bottom eating disorder, but like a state of quasi and kind of keep it in their back pocket. One of the overriding reasons, based off of my own experience in coaching, is people fear like moving on with life. They fear the years that they spent with their eating disorder has kind of like stunted their maturity or their growth, intellectually or socially, and stepping back into the real world. Oh, what's that going to be like, right? I have some clients that are grown adults that are living with their parents, and they're like, what do I do if I recover? Like, I haven't had a job in years, and that'd be weird to be like living in the basement of my parents' house if I'm fully recovered. But I kind of have this stamp of like, terminally ill or chronic case of an eating disorder. And so that kind of makes me feel a little bit more justified in not having a job and living with my parents and perhaps never marrying or having children or whatever it is that you wanted to aspire to be or to do in your life. And I think there's a few things going on here. I definitely experienced this for sure. For sure, I experienced this. I remember feeling like not the greatest mom when I had an eating disorder, not the greatest like housewife, like keeping the house clean and organized, and just like I just felt like I was falling short in so many areas of my life, it felt like. And I felt like if I recover from my eating disorder, like what's my excuse? What am I gonna how am I gonna feel okay about myself if I no longer have any reason why I'm a horrible mom and a horrible wife and all of these things, right? And funnily enough, what happened was as I recovered, I started to care less about being a perfect mom and the, trophy wife for my husband and the house being immaculate when people came over and having this perfect dinner on the table every night at 6 o'clock when my husband showed up. I started caring less about those things because I realized they weren't really that important. And as I recovered, my confidence came back and I realized I'm a very imperfect parent, but I also can see that I'm doing my best. I'm trying, right? I'm not the perfect wife, but I hope my husband knows I love him, and I think he loves me, right? And so like your expectations for yourself will come down a lot. And then also what happened as I recovered and as I started to make space for other things other than food, right? So when I was in my eating disorder, say, I was having cereal, right? Well, I was thinking about having it hours before, maybe days before. I was thinking about what kind I was going to have and going to the store and looking at every nutrition label for 20 minutes each on both of them or all of them, and then choosing between this and this, and then coming home and deciding, should I have both of them? Should I have this one? And what size bowl? How big should my spoon be? Should I fill it up? Should I have one bowl, two bowls? How many bowls should I have? And then what do I do when I'm done? I mean, oh my gosh, like I had no mental space to think about anything important in life. And part of me loved that when I was sick because I didn't have to worry again, like I said, about, oh, I yelled at my son today, or, oh, my daughter's not doing well in math, or, oh, it was such a good distraction. But then also, it was like I had no interest in like things that most people would have interest in, right? Vacations, traveling, learning a new like hobby or a new craft, or reading an interesting book, or just learning anything. I had no interest in any of that when I was malnourished. And the reason for that is because all my brain could think about was surviving. All my brain could think about was, how do we get food? Well, main disorder, how do we get food to stay alive? But then how do we keep ourselves from ever letting our body change? And it was just such an exhausting battle to fight. People will ask me like, I'm just so frustrated. How come I can't focus on my studies? How come I can't just read and just like absorb what I'm reading and focus? And it's like, well, imagine if you were underwater with no oxygen and you were trying to study for a test. How long would you make it before you were like, holy crap, where's the oxygen? I need to get oxygen, guys. I can't focus. I can't be reading. I need to be getting oxygen. Where's the oxygen? I need to breathe. How would you be able to study? It's no different than when your body is starved of nutrients, of food. How do you think you're going to study or not? Your brain doesn't give a crap about your grades. It doesn't care about what kind of mom, none of that. It just needs to get food. And so when you're going through your recovery and you're having all these fears of like, well, what's life going to be like when I recover? Well, a couple of things. You're not going to worry about the things that you worry about now. You're going to worry about things that matter, right? But you're going to worry in like a healthy level of worry, right? You're going to no longer, at least for me, and I see this happen all the time with clients, that perfectionism piece of you is going to come way down. And I was even a perfectionist as a kid, and I'm way less of one now after going through recovery than I was before my eating disorder. And so there's that to look forward to. Like almost everyone has to drop that perfectionistic trait that you might have as you go through recovery because it's messy, right? And being a normal human being living in this world without an eating disorder, you're not going to be perfect. So there's a lot of things to kind of think about as you're going through your recovery. And I know you're not going to trust me when I say that fully recovering, even if you still live in your parents' basement and you never marry and you never get a job, I really mean it. At least you can sit on the couch and enjoy Netflix with some yummy snacks without any guilt. There's that. Even just that is going to improve your life. So I have a feeling though, and a sneaky suspicion based off of what I've seen, that you do start to develop interest, and you do have hobbies, and you do, kind of crave socializing and being around people and connecting with people and all those things. And all of that can come back when your brain's no longer so focused on just surviving and just getting enough food in. So recovery is so worth it. So worth it. And if you're in the middle, you're in the middle, like messy stages of recovery, keep going and just trust that things will get better. You don't have to have your whole life planned out and mapped out and what you're going to go and do once you recover. Just bring those expectations down, but keep going until you're free from your eating disorder and find out. Okay, have a good day.